outside of Martin Zubimendi, I want to just draw your attention to one other issue at the club at the moment, and that's that apparently Ibrahima Konate faces an uncertain future. Football Insider have said that Liverpool's new head coach hasn't been convinced about Ibrahima Konate, and that he may be falling a little bit down the pecking order. And I've got to be honest here, folks, I can understand that. Look, I'm not writing off Eboue, but he hasn't had a great end to the last campaign, obviously between injuries and his form being a bit iffy. When I've watched him for the little bit he did play in pre-season, again, he did not convince me one bit. So he really does need to pull his socks up here, because if we're going to play out from the back, we're going to play with a high line, we're going to need to be brave, and he's going to have to make sure that he's not getting his pocket picked, he's not looking awkward in possession. And it didn't surprise me when I read it. Now again, nobody's trying to say Liverpool are looking to sell Ibrahima Konate, but he does have to pull his socks up, because at the moment, if I was Arne Slot, I'd probably be starting with Kwanzaa and Van Dijk as my starting centre-backs at this moment in time. Eboue looks a little bit shaky at the minute. Bricktop said, Canady's distribution is suspect and those silly free kicks are an issue, but I really want them to be a success. I don't disagree with that, and you've said those silly free kicks have annoyed me as well. He is a very good defender on his day, but he does need to be a bit more assured in possession for me. Would you swap Canady for Jonathan Tah? If not, who would you go for? And is there a good enough English centre-back in our academy? So in the academy, hands up, mate. Honestly, I don't know. I'll ask Jack Gill, because Jack Gill's really good about looking over Liverpool's academy. In a previous life, that's where he was. His work was looking after or looking at the academy products. Rest of your question, would I take Jonathan Tah? No, I wouldn't personally. I don't think he's good enough. And I would like Antonio Silva, who thankfully I've actually seen a link to. You know, right now, if you're talking about the profile of centre-backs we're looking at, an Antonio Silva or Levi Colwill, I would bite your hand off for right now. And I think might be worth testing Chelsea's resolve if they have any potential FFP or PSR issues coming down the line.